in a significant diplomatic move. Israel has agreed to implement 4-hour daily humanitarian pauses in its offensive against Hamas in northern Gaza, according to the White House. The announcement comes as President Joe Biden presses for a multi-day halt in the fighting to facilitate negotiations for the release of hostages held by the militant group. President Biden acknowledged on Thursday that achieving a formal ceasefire seemed unlikely at the moment. However, he emphasized the importance of temporary humanitarian pauses, which he had requested during a Monday call with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The delays are intended to create windows for negotiations over the release of hostages held by Hamas. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby revealed that Israel had committed to announcing each 4-hour pause at least 3 hours in advance. These breaks aim to protect civilians in Gaza and provide an opportunity for those in affected areas to evacuate. The move follows previous short-term pauses, as tens of thousands of civilians have fled southward. Biden's call for an extended 3-day pause aligns with a renewed diplomatic push to free hostages taken by Hamas during their surprise attack on Israel on October 7. Israeli officials estimate that 239 hostages, including children and the elderly, are still held by militants, with fewer than 10 Americans among them. CI Director William Burns was in Doha on Thursday for indirect talks regarding a larger release of hostages. Qatar, known for its role in previous hostage releases by Hamas, serves as a mediator in international dealings with the militant group. Burns met with Mossad Chief David Barnea and Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani, emphasizing ongoing efforts to secure the release of hostages. Secretary of State Antony Blinken warned Israel last week that the intensification of its war against Hamas without addressing humanitarian conditions in Gaza could jeopardize the possibility of peace. Blinken urged Israel to pause military operations, emphasizing the need for immediate and increased assistance to Palestinians to prevent further radicalization and preserve prospects for future peace talks. French President Emmanuel Macron opened a Gaza aid conference on Thursday with an appeal for Israel to protect civilians. The conference, attended by U.S. Representatives Uzra Zaya, David Satterfield and Sarah Charles, aims to address humanitarian concerns. Kirby, however, did not elaborate on the decision to exclude Israel from the conference. The U.S. continues to actively engage with partners, particularly Qatar, in discussions to secure the release of hostages. As diplomatic efforts intensify, the implementation of daily humanitarian pauses marks a step towards addressing the immediate humanitarian crisis and creating space for negotiations in the complex and challenging situation in Gaza.